the loudspeaker spoke up and said,
Greetings from just off Orwell Lane. Comic books are often thought of as a childish medium, but throughout their publication, it has been comics themselves that have often pushed the envelope with regards to issues that are usually avoided in most general conversation. Max Gain's EC Comics April 1955 offering of Impact Number 1 is a book that many missed at the time due to the limited circulation, thanks to the, and forgive the pun, impact of the Comics Code Authority following Fred Wortham's zealotry from the early 50s. Since its publication, however, the story, well, not really the story, specifically one panel of one of the stories has become infamous. Impact Number 1 was a short anthology book containing 4 introspective stories of varying depth and scope. Tough Cop, with art by Reed Crandall of Quality Comics Blackhawk fame. The Diamond Pendant, drawn by EC Comics regular Ghastly Graham Ingalls. The Dress, by the pencil of famous aviation artist George Evans. And finally, Master Race, with art by Bernard Kriegstein. It was this final offering that was to contain the page that would become known to most as the most analyzed page in comics. In short summary, the story concerns Mr. Reisman, a former concentration camp commander who sees a former victim of the camp on a New York subway car, and then, escaping, falls to his death on the tracks. The revered Art Spiegelman had this to say regarding the piece in a 2002 article in The New Yorker. The 2 tiers of wordless staccato panels that climax the story have become justly famous among the comics literate. They have often been described as cinematic, a phrase thoroughly inadequate to the achievement. Kriegstein condenses and distends time itself. The short chase that ends Reisman's life takes up about the same number of panels given over to the entire Hitler decade. Reisman's life floats in space like the suspended matter in a lava lamp. The cumulative effect carries an impact, simultaneously visceral and intellectual, that is unique to comics. Looking at the page itself, it is clear why Spiegelman, and so many others, have come to praise the work. In fact, the homage to Kriegstein's work on this page was often assumed and then later confirmed by Frank Miller on his layouts for the murder of Batman's parents. The great Jim Steranko himself has also cited it as a tremendous influence. As Kriegstein himself stated later in life, it is what happens between the panels that is so fascinating, and perhaps no page illustrates this better than the one before you. In this piece, the panel-to-panel exposition builds tension and cohesively breaks each frame into a terrifying moment, vibrating with energy. The reader is left without a tenuous direct answer by the end if the individual that drove Reisman mad was truly who he claimed to be, or if it was all simply in Reisman's head, a delusion of guilt that had hung over his soul. That is the least concern, though, as you finally exhale from the terrifying event you just bore witness to, the cold, drawn close being the extremely pale man slipping away into the darkness. Kriegstein did other comics, but nothing with the power of the 8 pages of Master Race, and certainly nothing with the power of these simple 15 panels. I am Aldous on the farm. Thank you for watching.